Oh. Hello, my friends. Perez Hilton here. It is not even 6 p.m. I'm in my backyard and it is pitch black. I hate this time change, but I love you for watching, and I love today's Perez show because there is so much to get to, a wide variety of topics. I will not be talking about my sister's wedding because I'm going to be doing that tomorrow. Wedding vlog coming up tomorrow on my family personal channel, so be on the lookout for that. But I first want to get right into this video that went viral today of a high school teacher that attacked one of his students. Let me give you some context. The teacher is a 64-year-old male who beat up a 14-year-old student. Yes, the student was awful. The student was being rude and disrespectful. The student was being antagonizing. The student used racially insensitive and offensive language. The student even threw a basketball at the teacher. Despite all of that, the teacher should not have responded with violence to the student. The student deserved to be suspended, expelled, but he did not deserve to be beat up. You're a teacher. It's shocking to me that so many people online are siding with this teacher. In fact, a GoFundMe page has been set up for the teacher and over $30,000 has been raised. Actually, it should not shock me because in many states, I think the number is at 15, corporal punishment is still legal. I don't think California is one of those states, so this teacher is in legal trouble. This teacher was arrested, and I do think this teacher deserves consequences. The teacher could have very easily removed himself from the situation if the student was that awful. If he was going to respond with anger, just get out of the room and wait for the peace officer to come. In fact, the peace officer did come, and the teacher was still pummeling the student. Like, it makes no sense to me. I mean, please try to explain to me in a logical way, all of you who are on the teacher's side. This kid was just 14 years old. Just 14. That's still a baby, man. If a teacher beat up my 14-year-old, if my 14-year-old was rude and disrespectful, think of it that way. If that was your kid, how would you respond? Not everybody's kid is going to be perfect. And I would have beat him up myself, my son. But the teacher, that's not for the teacher to do. This is so wild. Ooh. All right. In other wacky news, Blac Chyna is now officially a rapper. Rob Kardashian and Tyga's baby mama has dropped her debut single. It's a track called Deserve, featuring Yo Gotti and Jeremiah. I'll have the link to it down below if you want to listen to it. I'll also have the link down below to that teacher video and to everything that I speak about so that you could read, see, and hear more. And you know what? I've heard worse. I'm not saying I like the Blac Chyna song. I'm just saying I've heard worse. And I actually think it's smart of her to be releasing music because Bad Baby Danielle Bregoli, Cash Me Outside, has quite successfully turned her infamy into a lucrative career. And the songs for Bad Baby have gotten better as she's been doing it more. And her label's like, wow, we can actually make money off of this gimmick. Same with Blac Chyna. Plus, when she does her club appearances, now it'll give her something to do and she could charge more for. Video views translate to dollars, and streaming is free for most people, so you can stream out of curiosity and she'll get the people talking, and I've heard worse. In more music-related news, Cardi B is the new face of Reebok. make that shmoney, Belcalis. I am very happy for her that she is making a ton. I hope that she's being smart with her spending and not spending too much. Also, Ariana has released a new song, and the timing of it all is petty AF. First of all, she's got a new album that she released just, 4 months ago or less? And she's got a new single out that's doing really well. Breathe or Breathing or Breathe or Breath or something like that. Breathe. I really like it. It doesn't really make much sense, but I'm not mad that she released it. And actually, the song reminds me in a similar yet very different way to Demi Lovato's Sober. It's so topical. It's so meta. Nobody else could have released it. Well, Mariah Carey could have released it. It sounds like a Mariah ripoff song. And that was the thought going through my mind the first time I heard it. And then I finished listening to Thank You again. And I said, I want to listen to it a second time. And then I said, I want to listen to it a third time. And then I was like, I really like this. I like it. And I am not an Ariana fan. But come on. Releasing it 30 minutes before Saturday Night Live. It worked. It worked. It got her all the attention she wanted. And I feel bad for Pete Davidson because he has allowed Ariana to take the funny away from him. He did not joke about the breakup on SNL. He addressed it in a literally 15-second blurb. He said, I wish her the best. Sometimes, things just don't work out and it's nobody's business why. Let me explain to you why Pete did that. Allegedly, Ariana and him had an agreement that they would not discuss their breakup publicly. And Pete Davidson wants to get back together with Ariana Grande. It's obvious, isn't it? He still loves her. I don't know if she ever even really loved him. And he's not wanting to burn that bridge totally. That's my take on it. Also, speaking of Ariana and that song, Thank You, she let her exes, Big Sean, and the other one that she mentioned in it that's not Mac Miller, Ricky Alvarez, she let them listen to her song Thank You, which mentions them before it came out. Very nice of her. It's unclear if she let Pete Davidson listen to the song ahead of time. Speaking of Mac Miller, we have found out what led to his death. Fentanyl and cocaine mixed with alcohol. Fentanyl is just like heroin, but worse because you can get it legally. Doctors prescribe it. It's a pain medication that is just like heroin. It's insane. I'm pretty sure fentanyl was was fentanyl what Demi almost OD'd on, or was that like oxy? I don't remember to be exact, so don't quote me. But fentanyl is what Prince died from. Fentanyl is what Bethany Frankel's ex died of. And it's just sad. Sad, sad, sad. Ariana Grande herself says that she's been sad a lot, but thankfully for her, therapy has saved her life so many times. She's been going to therapy for a while, and that's awesome. Not everybody can afford therapy, though. And if you can't, I might get some flack for this, but I have found that making YouTube videos has been very helpful for me in my family channel, my personal channel especially. I do believe in the power of getting thoughts outside of your head, verbalizing them, and then having a community of people that agree with you. And the ones that don't agree with you, ignore those people. But you can find support online, and there is something tangible about releasing that energy from here and getting it out there. And making YouTube videos is free. I'm not saying it'll work for everybody. I'm just saying it's worked for me. And when you're literally in a dark place, it's kind of a fun thing to do. Back to Pete Davidson for a second. He has been criticized for this most recent appearance of his on SNL when he mocked a congressional candidate who is missing an eye. He is a veteran of ours, and Dan Crenshaw, Republican candidate, lost an eye in Afghanistan. I'm not a fan of Pete Davidson's, but I expect more from Saturday Night Live. That joke wasn't funny. It added nothing to it. It was reminding him of what happened in a negative way. I expect more of SNL. I think I've evolved. We shouldn't be making fun of people for their weight or things like that. I mean, unless you're Ann Coulter. I don't know. She's awful. Anyways, in other news, speaking of musicians, from Ariana Grande and Mac Miller to somebody else who has been going through a lot recently, Demi Lovato. Last week, we were told that Demi was going to stay in rehab through the rest of the year, all of November and December. Well, she is out of rehab now and spending time with a new guy. I'm not saying she's dating this guy, but she was spotted with her hand around his waist and his around her shoulder. And it appeared to onlookers that they were more than just friends. I've spoken to some people about this, and if you're in the program or out of the program or in AA or this or that, after you leave rehab, it is encouraged that you not date anybody for a year. I'm not even saying this is a bad thing. All I'm saying is I hope it's a good thing for her. The guy is said to be sober himself. So, just sending positive vibes to Demi Lovato. Also sending positive vibes to Justin Bieber. Bieber was spotted recently crying in public again. And he and his wife, Hailey Baldwin, have been getting into some disagreements. About what? Well, specifically, about work. Bieber has no desire, inspiration, motivation to work. He doesn't need to, he's rich, and he doesn't want to, and that's fine. But Hailey Baldwin wants to work and wants him to work, and that's been a source of frustration for them recently. It must be so hard to be that famous as Justin Bieber is, and to have gotten to that level of fame at such a young age. Everybody treating you differently, gawking at you like an animal. Sending positive vibes to him as well, and Demi Lovato. In other news, speaking of achieving that kind of fame at a young age and maybe not have handled it the best in the past, Britney Spears, according to the box office, Britney's new Vegas residency has not been selling as well as some would like. And they're comparing it to other recent Vegas headliners like Lady Gaga and Aerosmith, whom announced their new residencies and sold out tons of shows and way more tickets than Britney. I think this happened last time Britney was in Vegas. I think she'll be just fine. I'm not worried about Britney and her ability to sell tickets in Vegas. In other news, celebrities behaving badly. Alec Baldwin was arrested after allegedly punching a man over a parking spot. Punching being definitely the alleged part. Something went down. There are conflicting reports. Some say that Baldwin slapped the guy. Some say that Baldwin shoved the guy. If it was something other than a punch, that would be less of an issue legally. But if he punched the guy, it's a much more severe charge. There's allegedly video surveillance nearby of it all that went down, so I'm dying to see that. I'm surprised it has not leaked yet. In other news of celebrities behaving badly, Hayden Panettiere's boyfriend got into a physical altercation with his dad, and the police were called. This all went down in Greenville, South Carolina, and Hayden was there and got in the middle of it all. And my family's messed up, but thankfully not anywhere near as messed up as that. My family's pretty normal, actually. I mean, we just have petty BS. Not anything like that. Speaking of dysfunctional families, Jon Gosselin's son, Colin, visited him for the... You guys, I just got a phone call in the middle of my recording. And then I'm an idiot, and I have to splice this together in iMovie when I do it more than one take, and then it takes forever to upload. Oh well. Here's a little secret. I actually filmed today's video in its entirety earlier, and then the video disappeared. I uploaded it into iPhoto. Who cares? This is so boring. All right, where was I? Jon Gosselin's son visited him this weekend for the first time in 3 years. And of course, Jon was posting about it on Instagram, because that's exactly what you should do when your son hasn't visited you in 3 years. And I'm sure that Kate Gosselin is thrilled with that. Speaking of reality TV stars, we found out in the season premiere of Real Housewives of Atlanta that NENE Leakes' husband has stage 3 colon cancer. We had already been aware that Greg had cancer, but we didn't know it was stage 3, sending all of the light to NENE and Greg. In more reality TV star news, Kim Kardashian says that Ray J and all of his recent claims against her are lies. Specifically that, let's just say she had a trunk full of toys, if you know what I mean, for the boudoir. And I believe her. I mean, come on. Do we really think that Kim Kardashian's going to have a trunk full of adult toys? No. Also, the Kardashian show aired the big Chloe delivery thing, and I read what she had to say because I didn't watch. Oh my God. Now my mom's phone is blowing up. My mom's phone is my light. I read what she had to say and blah, 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 blah. All for her daughter. I respect that. I want the at what age will she tell her daughter about her dad's cheating? I'm curious about that. I know that my kids are going to have difficult upbringings. I mean, people judging them because of who their dad is, but the Kardashian kids, it ain't going to be a walk in the park for them either. In more reality TV star news, Farrah Abram of Teen Mom has pled guilty to resisting arrest in Beverly Hills, the Beverly Hills Hotel. She's been sentenced to 2 years probation and 5 days of community service. Even more reality TV news, Queer Eye star Anthony recently ended his relationship of 7 years and is now dating Flipping Out star Trace Lenoff. Our wedding is off. We were going to get married in 2/22 of 22. The Spice Girls announced their tour today. Yay! And yes, they will be coming to America, I am told. So I'm very happy about that. And I do not care that Victoria Beckham will not be a part of it. I saw the last tour and she did not add much to the show at all. And finally, please vote tomorrow or today, whenever you're watching this. Please, 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 please vote. Michael Cohen, Donald Trump's former lawyer, has come out with a bunch of allegations of racist, awful things that Donald Trump has said. Link down below so you can read it all. Donald Trump is a racist. If that makes you angry, vote for every candidate who stands against Donald Trump. Thank you for watching. I hope when I upload this video to my iPhoto, it doesn't disappear too. You're awesome. Thank you. Hit the like button, leave a comment, share. Bye. What a day.